Hello. In this week's Torah portion, Pekudei, God orders the Israelites in the desert to make a portable tabernacle, Mishkan in Hebrew. Quote, and let them make me a sanctuary that I may dwell among them. Unquote. It is about 50 by 20 feet and contains the tablets of the law, the Ark of the Covenant, or Aron Habrit, and a golden menorah. The people generously donate gold, silver, and copper, all of which is accounted for in detail in this portion. Indeed, Pekudei means accountings. No one is above accounting, even Moses. When all is done, a cloud appears over the tabernacle to indicate that the divine presence, the Shekhinah, has come to dwell in it. The tabernacle became part of the temple, which was later destroyed by the Babylonians. The portion begins, quote, Ele Pekudei HaMishkan, Mishkan HaEdut. These are the accountings of the tabernacle of testimony, unquote. The Midrash asks, why is it called the tabernacle of testimony? Because it testifies to what Israel stands for. Gentiles cannot destroy God, so they try to destroy everything that testifies to God, namely the temple and the Jews. The Midrash states, quote, if they could, the idolaters would even scale the heavens to wage war with God. But since they are not able to touch you, God, they leave you alone and attack the Jews. Rebbe Hiya ben Abba said, to what can the heathen be compared? To one who hated the king and sought to master him, but could not. So what did he do? He went to the king's statue to destroy it, but held back because he became afraid the king would kill him for it. He therefore tried to undermine the wall beneath it with an iron implement, thinking, once I overthrow the foundations, the statue will topple down. Similarly, the heathens come to provoke God, but finding they cannot do so, attack Israel instead. This is what King David said in Psalm 2, quote, the kings of the earth stand up, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord, unquote. Seeing that they cannot do that, they attack Israel. As the psalm continues, quote, let us break their bonds and their cords, unquote. That is, let us uproot the Jews from the world, for the bonds and cords are the Torah and the commandments linking Israel to God. End of quotation from the Midrash. So, the Jews are a substitute for God, and the people try to destroy the Jews as a way of destroying God. Another Midrash states, when God offered to give the Torah to Israel, God offered the Torah not to Israel alone, but to all the nations. First, God went to the descendants of Esau and said to them, will you accept the Torah? They responded, what is written in it? God said to them, you shall not murder. They replied, Master of the universe, the essence of our father Esau is a murderer. As it is said of him in the Torah, by the sword you shall live. We are not able to accept the Torah. God then went to the descendants of Ammon and Moab and said to them, will you accept the Torah? They said, what is written in it? God replied, you shall not commit adultery. They said, Master of the universe, our very essence comes from sexual immorality, specifically incest. As it is said in the Torah, the two daughters of Lot were pregnant from their father. We are not able to accept the Torah. God then went to the descendants of Ishmael and said to them, will you accept the Torah? They said, what is written in it? God answered, you shall not steal. They said, Master of the universe, our very essence is from stealing and robbery, as it is said in the Torah, and Ishmael shall be a wild ass of a man, his hand against everyone and everyone's hand against him. We're not able to accept the Torah. There was no nation that God did not approach and ask if it wanted to accept the Torah. Afterwards, God came to Israel. They said to him, Naaseh v'nishma, we will do and we will listen. So, the other nations asked first what is in the Torah, but only Israel accepted the Torah without knowing what was in it. We will do what you ask first, and then we will listen to your explanations. They had trust in God and confidence in their ability to fulfill his commandments. God told the Jews through the prophet Isaiah, I will appoint you, the Jews, to be a light unto the nations, so that my salvation may extend to the ends of the earth, unquote. So Jews are enjoined to spread their message. The Talmud says, Rabbi Hisda and Rabba, the son of Rabbi Huna, both said, "What is the meaning of the word Mount Sinai? It is the mountain where hostility, sin'ah, descended towards idolaters." In Hebrew, Sinai and sin'ah sound very close. Hitler said he hated the Jews for having given the world a conscience. Quote, "They refer to me, Hitler, as an uneducated barbarian. Yes, we are barbarians. We want to be barbarians. It is an honored title to us. Providence has ordained that I should be the greatest liberator of humanity. Conscience is a Jewish invention. It is a blemish, like circumcision. I am freeing man from the restraint of conscience and morality." Unquote. A plaque at Auschwitz quotes Hitler as saying, quote, "I freed Germany from the stupid and degrading fallacies of conscience and morality. We will train young people before whom the whole world will tremble. I want young people capable of violence, imperious, relentless, cruel." Unquote. The Hitler Youth sang, quote, "We have no need for Christian virtue. Our leader is our savior. The Pope and Rabbi shall be gone. We shall be pagans once again." Unquote. Sigmund Freud argued that Jews are hated not so much because they killed Jesus, but because they produced him. Quote, "Under the thin veneer of Christianity, antisemites have remained what their pre-Christian ancestors were, barbarically polytheistic. They have not yet overcome their grudge against the new religion, which was forced upon them, and they have projected it on the source from which Christianity came to them. The hatred of Judaism is at bottom a hatred for Christianity." Unquote. Anne Frank wrote in her famous diary, quote, who has made us Jews different from all other people? Who has allowed us to suffer so terribly up until now? God. Who knows, it might even be our religion, from which the world and all peoples learn good, and for that reason and that reason alone, we suffer. We can never become just Dutch or just English or representatives of any country for that matter. We will always remain Jews." Unquote. Paul Johnson, a Christian historian, writes, quote, "Certainly the world without the Jews would have been a radically different place. To them we owe the ideas of equality before the law, of the sanctity of life and the dignity of the human person, of the individual and collective conscience, of social responsibility, of peace as an abstract ideal, and love as the foundation of justice, and of many other items which constitute the basic moral furniture of the human mind." Unquote. So, some people prefer spiritual darkness and object to morality. They want to kill anyone who stands in their way, steal whatever they desire, assault any woman they like, indulge in idolatry and human sacrifices. But Jews said this is wrong. There is only one God for all, invisible and perfect. People have rights and responsibilities. So they killed the messenger. There are objections to this theory. First, antisemitism predates the Torah. Witness the story of Isaac, the first person born Jewish, suggesting that the reasons for antisemitism are envy and jealousy. Quote, "Then Isaac sowed in that land and reaped in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him, and the man became rich and gained more and more, until he became very wealthy. He had possessions of flocks and possessions of herds and great store of servants, and the Philistines envied him. They stopped up all the wells that his father's servant had dug in the days of Abraham his father, and filled them with earth. And King Abimelech said to Isaac, 'Go away from us, for you are mightier than we are.' And Isaac departed from there and pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar and lived there." Unquote. So, Isaac was expelled just because he was successful and generated too much envy. Second, Christians, Muslims, and others have adopted the values taught by Judaism and are not targeted on account of them. Many people who are not monotheists also have similar values. If Jews were to disappear, the values anti-Semites rail about may not. Third, why not simply ignore the Jews and their values instead of killing them? One answer is because people can't cope with the guilt feelings after they do things they know are wrong. This assumes that good and evil are innate, but Judaism insists they are learned, not innate. The Torah does not command what people would do naturally. So I'm not convinced that anti-Semites hate Jews because of the conscience and the values Jews introduced into the world. I see only envy and jealousy as the cause for anti-Semitism, transcending all the excuses advanced for it throughout history. Shabbat Shalom.